Namaste, my friends, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victor, and I help people navigate through their spiritual awakening process. And today's video is going to be about, if you're seeing 1111, what does it mean? It might very well mean that you are a light worker. Real quick, let me just stop you right there. I don't care even the slightest bit about the label of a light worker or any of the new age sort of labels that are cast upon people. It is not my intention at all to segregate people in clusters and groups based on their traits. However, there is such a thing as a light worker, and because of the timing right now, because of the time in the planet's history, that this term has relevance. And anyways, 1111 is usually a wake-up call for those light workers. But I'm going to tell you about this from a different perspective than I have, because I've already made videos about this. I'm going to share a story that is not really my own. It's from a woman named Dolores Cannon, and it's going to be her take on the matter of light workers and seeing 1111. If you don't know who Dolores Cannon is, she was a hypnotherapist, a very well-known hypnotherapist that's filled up, I don't know, dozens, at least a dozen or so books full of her sessions she would have with people from all over the world. She would regress people into very deep states of consciousness and then communicate with them. And these people were able to kind of bring through their higher self, as people call it, their soul self. And the information dispelled by these people, again, all walks of life, totally unrelated, all over the world, was so strikingly similar that it caused her to put it in these books. And there was a point not too long ago when a lot of people that she was doing sessions with were talking about the light workers, or the 3 waves of volunteers, and the numbers, and so forth. So this is kind of what she has to say, which, even though it sounds way out there, I personally resonate with it, and I suspect if you're watching this and you see 1111 a lot, you will too. So essentially, as it doesn't really take much proof to really help you believe, if you look around, the planet's not in a good space. Humanity are they're at odds with one another. There's a lot of stress and chaos and decay and conflict. It's a big mess. And if things progress business as usual, there might not be a living species on this planet all that much longer. And we'll say the non-physical beings who are able to kind of perceive this from afar, they decided amongst themselves that, you know what? Something needs to be done. We need to send people in to help with this situation. And then, as Dolores Cannon put it, there was the call. The call was put out to a lot of people, different types of beings, non-physical beings, just different types of entities, species, all throughout the cosmos. Again, take this for what you will. Basically the call was like, hey, the Earth is in trouble. It needs people to kind of go in and help raise the frequency of the planet from the inside. You're going to have to forget what you are and who you were before, and you're going to kind of get lost in the Earth game temporarily so that you can wake yourself up within it and do what you came to do, raise your frequency. And collectively, even though there's not a ton of light workers in a sense compared to the most of the planet, there's enough of them that they can rev high enough to affect the trajectory of the planet and its people as a whole. So the light workers cloak themselves into the dense earth realm, and now is the time for them to start waking up, which is why you're seeing 1111. Not just on clocks, you're seeing it many, many times a day. You can see it on the clocks for sure. It'll be like one of those things where you just happen to, for no reason that you can, you don't plan it, you just dart your head 90-degree angle to the right for no reason at all, just unconscious, 1111, and it winks at you. You know it's calling you, it's saying, look at me. And you see it again on a freaking license plate 10 seconds later. And then you go to switch the track on your radio, and oh my goodness, it's a longer song you're listening to, and it's counting down the seconds and the minutes, and 1111. You saw it go from 1110 to 1111. The split second you look down, 1111 there, 1111 there, 1111 there, all within a few seconds. And this will start to happen more and more and more. It's called synchronicity. It's to get your attention. It's to get you to ponder, what could that mean? It will expand your mind so much, just the fact that that's happening in your present waking consciousness, that is going to help you expand your consciousness to the point of remembering, in a sense. It's kind of a figure of speech, but essentially remembering what's relevant for you to do what you came to do. Which for a lot of you, it's nothing in particular. It's to be happy, to radiate love, to treat the people you walk by on the streets with love and kindness, and to look them in the eye and shake their hand and hold the door, and to remind people that human beings can interact in a kind and loving way. We don't have to conduct ourselves the way we have been. Things do need to change, and you came to help facilitate that change in your own way. And all you got to do is follow the numbers. They will lead you where you need to go. Follow the energy of the numbers, the resonance. In your own way, those numbers will guide you to where you need to go, where you'll want to go. They will help guide you to living a very satisfying life here and spreading love and positive energy and radiating that all out into the cosmos and affecting people energetically that you walk by on the streets and converse with and so forth. So that's just Victor's perspective. That's something, well, not really mine. Again, it's Dolores Cannon's. I personally resonate with that. I know how insane that sounds. I remember many years ago reading that book and learning about this exact information and feeling very conflicted. Because on one hand, in my body, I felt like chills. I literally choked up. I felt like such, if there was ever a time in my life that I resonated with a truth, it was then. And it was just so real and raw and true to me at the same time. Of course, I don't personally just blindly buy into crazy concepts. So it took me a while to say, really? So it was a little bit of a back and forth, at least for me, for a little while there, because it was, I'm sure for a lot of people, very hard to accept that kind of thing. But anyway, not a lot of people are aware of Dolores Cannon and that book, so I wanted to kind of put that message out there, and maybe you resonate with it, maybe you don't. Either way, I wish you all the best. Much love. Have an amazing day. Thank you for watching. Namaste.